Okay, back to them.
Okay, thank you for that amazing video, Huajing. So now we're going to move on to our presentation. All right, so Safe Home. What exactly is Safe Home? Safe Home is a hardware and software system that facilitates the monitoring of a living space. It centers around a Raspberry. It centers on the Safe Home device, which is composed of a Raspberry Pi 3 or Raspberry Pi 4 connected to an optical camera module, a thermal camera, a cooling case, and a power supply. The Safe Home device is placed in a room where it monitors its field of view. Using the mobile application, the user can remotely monitor the living space by viewing the optical stream from the Safe Home device. The application will also display summary statistics from the thermal camera, such as the high and low temperature, and as well as the ambient temperature. The Safe Home device will notify the user if there's some kind of thermal anomaly in the room, such as if there's an intruder or other unexpected person in its field of view. It'll notify the user if the temperature is hotter or colder than expected. For example, if a refrigerator is left open or if there's a heater that has accidentally been left on. The user can then click on the notification, open up the app, and see what exactly is causing the disturbance. So next I'll discuss some of the features that we built in the Safe Home system. Users can own and manage multiple devices using the device ID, and the system supports an unlimited number of devices. Users can also share devices, so a friend can also monitor a Safe Home device if given credentials by the user. As such, the Safe Home system also supports multiple users creating accounts and accessing the system. The mobile application supports remote registration and login of accounts, and all user data is stored persistently on the Safe Home server. From the app, the user can launch the mobile feed to view the living space as well as view temperature statistics. And the temperature display will change appearance as the temperatures become more or less extreme. Finally, I'm going to discuss some of the architecture choices that we used for the Safe Home system. The Safe Home device can be run on any Raspberry Pi. So for this demo, we'll be using 2 devices that have a Raspberry Pi 4 and 1 device with a Raspberry Pi 3. The optical data is provided by the Pi camera module, and the thermal data is provided by an MLX 9640 thermal camera with a 110 by 75 degree field of view. And we use GStreamer plugins to broadcast the data over the network. For the Safe Home server, we use a Django backend with an SQLite 3 instance to persistently store the information, such as routing addresses and user credentials. And we wrote a custom API to remotely set and retrieve our data from the mobile application and Safe Home devices. The mobile application runs on Android Lollipop version 5.0 or higher, and we use the VLC media library for displaying the live video. So that was just a brief overview of the Safe Home system. Now we're going to turn over to John to start the demo.
All right, can you all hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm out on my back porch. I've got a Safe Home device here, device number 7. And this is a device I've had hooked up in my house previously, so it's registered into my network already. Let's just say I just got it back from maintenance. Maybe the fan died on me. And I'm gonna hook it up. So. That was, had to get that plugged in. We don't use that outlet often, so a little hard. Now, the great thing about how light this thing is as I'm about to show you, you can just plug it in, and you can literally hang it from the wire. It's so light. All right, come on.
John, we lost that video.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
got so many hands.
Got
So
it.
now we have it plugged in. It's hanging off the side of the chair. See, it's nice and light. It can hang from its wire. Not the most ideal situation, but in this particular use case, I think it's okay. And now this is automatically booting itself up. This is, over the course of about 30 seconds, it'll automatically start putting video downstream. And to demonstrate that, I will share my screen. I will go to the Safe Home app. I will register myself a little account, and I will tie it to this device. Once again, device 7, and I'll be able to access the feed. So let's go. Here we are, Safe Home device. We'll do John Safe Home 4, register. And we will add the device. We'll add device 7. There we are, it's a new device. We'll check it out. And there's the video.
Great. So yeah, what you're seeing there is the live feed from the Safe Home device that John just plugged in. And at the bottom there, you can see we have a temperature display, so it's showing the high and low temperature, as well as the ambient temperature of the environment.
All right, and I'm going to rename this device to John, and that will propagate over the network. Got fat finger, sorry. And for a little demo of the person detection, since it's kind of cold outside, I gotta get sort of close. But once that hits the threshold, yep, there we go. Person detected. And so now that I've registered the device and now that I've given it a certain name, I can pass the ID, which is, once again, 7. And then Sam on the other side of Philly can use that ID and access the very same feed.
Yeah, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new account. So all right. So right now I'm across the city from John, but that's no problem for Safe Home. So for our next use case, what we're going to do is we're going to demonstrate that multiple users can register an account and use the same Safe Home device. So I'm just going to register an account. Sam123. Okay, and I've registered my account. Next, here's the part where I'm going to add our Safe Home device. So the device ID is a unique identifier given to each device. And John's my friend, so he's letting me use his Safe Home device. So John, what was your device ID again?
It was device ID 7.
Okay, great. Okay, so I've added his device and you can see that the rename, it's now named John on my device. And I can see John's feed from across the city right on my phone, as well as view those temperature statistics. Cool. So now we've demonstrated that multiple users can use the same device. For our next use case, what we're going to do is we're going to show that you can have as many devices as you want. So we have 2 other devices set up already, and I happen to know the device IDs for those. So device 6 saved to my account. And there we go. So now I have John's as well as Eric's and Matt's. So let's see what's going on at Eric's place. Okay, so we see Eric's room there, and we can see the high temperature, the low temperature, as well as the ambient temperature from the thermal camera. Now let's see what's going on at Matt's place. Okay, cool. So now we have a great view of Matt's kitchen right there from his safe home device. All right, so for our next use case, now we're going to see what happens when a person walks in front of the safe home device. So right now, what John's going to do is he's going to walk in front of his safe home device to simulate maybe a person at his house that might not be expected.
It's a little colder today than usual.
Okay, so we can see John's feed right there, and it looks like our safe home device has just given us a notification that there's a temperature anomaly. So we're looking at John's feed now, and it looks like actually that's not an intruder, that's just John himself. So we don't have to worry about that too much. So for our next use case, we're going to see what happens when you leave an appliance running. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to log out of the app. And Matt is going to open his refrigerator. Oh, and I just got a notification on my phone. Let's see what's going on. Okay, so we have a temperature anomaly detected, 41.0 degrees Fahrenheit. That's a little bit low, even for today. So let's see what's going on. So I'm gonna log back into my account and let's see what's going on at Matt's place. Oh, wow, okay, so there's a fridge left open. Hey, Matt, I think you left your refrigerator open. It's wasting energy. You might wanna close that. Great, and now the temperature is back to normal. Okay, and for our last use case, we're going to have thermal heat detection again, this time for an appliance. So right now, Eric is going to turn on his heater in his room and we'll see what happens. Okay, so we can see that the temperature is starting to slowly go up. And as the temperature rises, you might start to notice that the temperature display is becoming more accented. And as the temperature becomes more extreme, you'll start to see that color become more and more opaque. So now we're at 87, it's getting pretty hot in there. All right, so now I'm just gonna close out of my app. Okay, and I just got a notification on my phone. Let's see what's going on. Well, 100.4 degrees Fahrenheit. Something's really going on in Eric's place. Let's see what's going on. So I'm gonna log back to my account, see what's going on over there. Well, 100.4 degrees. Yeah, the temperature display is definitely showing that. Okay. Hey, Eric, it looks like you left a heater on in your house. It's kind of dangerous. You might want to go turn it off. All right, let's keep watching to make sure that that's no longer a hazard. Okay, so it looks like the temperature is dropping. Now we're down to 95. And all right, it looks like things are slowly starting to go back to normal. So yeah, those were all of our main use cases. So just to recap what we just showed. So for our first use case, we had a user creating an account, registering a device with the account, renaming the device, and viewing their live video stream. For the second use case, we had multiple users registering an account and multiple users using the same safe home device. For our third use case, we had added multiple safe home devices on the same account and viewed all those devices. Our fourth use case was thermal person detection. So we saw that when John walked in front of a safe home device, it detected some kind of thermal anomaly, and we got a notification for that. For our fifth use case, we had cold detection. So we had Matt accidentally leave his fridge open, and just in a few seconds, our safe home device let us know that there was a cold temperature anomaly. And then I was able to go and let Matt know that he left his fridge open and he went and closed his fridge. And for our final, our sixth use case, we had thermal heat detection for an appliance. So Eric accidentally left his heater on, but that was no issue because I was able to receive a notification when it got too hot in there, and I was able to let Eric know that something was going on, and he turned off his heater. And as we can see, the temperature looks like it's going back to normal. So yeah, those were all of our main features that we wanted to show off. Thank you for watching. Does anybody have any questions?
Any questions? How much it costs if I buy it?
Altogether,
But we did the math on this, and to make a profit, I think we decided that they would be between $60 and $80 a piece per camera.
Including thermal camera?
Mm-hmm. Well, for the whole device,
Okay.
that's the assembled device with the software.
Mm-hmm.
and this would have to be a the current model as it stands would be closer to 100. There's currently some pretty severe supply chain issues with the thermal
Okay.
cameras, as we
Okay.
found out. But we could definitely get this running on a cheaper board. Down to now we know we can use the Raspberry Pi 3, and they're cheaper than the 4, and might even be able to get going on the 2. We can definitely use the less expensive optical camera, pulling the V1 rather than the V2, which would bring us down another $10. So
Mm-hmm.
case $10, power supply $10, thermal camera 50,
Mm-hmm.
compatible board.
Yeah.
Let's see, what? Yeah, like 100.
Not bad. Probably the same price as you can buy from like Best Buy or Costco. I
Yeah.
saw some Severance camera. The full camera is like 250 something.
Yeah, actually,
Cameras.
in the development of this project, I've actually come across a couple of other similar projects. There's in our Discord chat, I sent a picture to everybody who of like a couple of cameras that I saw in somebody's window that look pretty much exactly like what we're doing, because it was a camera in the window that was pointed towards their door. I was like, oh, that's like essentially what we have here.
Yeah.
So it's definitely not. It's a product that's already out there to some extent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. One point I want to make is, everyone, should pay attention. Computer science. I've said many times, computer science is not just a PC, Windows, and maybe Python. This is not just a computer science. This kind of project, you have a lot of demands, outside, a lot of job opportunities. Also, we're very well paid engineers. You should not really focus on, I'm going to work on the PC with the Windows OS and Python. No. I think they are using C, right? C language, and also this is like only $50, computer, not like even less than cheaper than a Intel, CPU, you know. So this is most company going to use, you know, for their products. They cannot afford to put Intel painting in this kind of devices, you know. And also they also require a lot of programming, you know, people, the software developers write the code for this kind of devices. Okay, so great. Any questions before we have 5 minutes? I have to join the next session. Any questions? All right, I give big hands for all the project teams. You know, I really enjoy see these demos. You know, first let me tell you, okay, this demo is much better than the first 3 milestone demos. You guys feel? Right? You know, you guys can tell, right? You should be proud of yourselves because you have done, you know, a complete project cycle. Now think about, you know, at the beginning of this semester, what do you have? Nothing, right? What do you have? Even you didn't have any project ideas. Now you have something, you know, you can show, you know, if you go to interview, you can show this your project, you know, this video. Okay, you can talk about the HR project management. Most important is, you see, I have something developed. You know, I can show you a demo. It's not something on a piece of paper. Okay, that's very important. You know, your manager, your hiring manager, you will be very impressed by what you have done. Okay, you tell them, this is my exam. I got a 100. So, you know, if I were a manager hiring you, I would say, so, but you should tell me, this is my project. You know, we have done it. Okay, I can show this a demo. We actually make it work. You know, the manager will be very impressed. This is, you know, exactly the value of this course. You know, so I really appreciate everyone's great effort. You know, it happened in last, you know, 2 weeks. From third demo to the last demo, always I see a big jump. You know, the performance, you know, the UI, you know, everything, because you guys really put a lot of thought to this project. So also I appreciate all the project leaders. They also, you know, spend a lot of extra work to organize, to coordinate the project. I really appreciate it. So this is the last meeting. Probably we're not going to meet this semester anymore, but I still like to see you guys in person, maybe sometime in the fall, if you're still in the school, or if you're going to work for a company, you graduate, you're going to work for a company, find a job, please come back to Temple, you know, talk to me. What do you have, you know, how are you going to apply the knowledge you learned in this Capstone course in your daily life? I hope it's going to help you. It's going to help you when you start work for a company. Okay, so I think you guys have done a great job. I really, you know, impressed, and I also appreciate the work. I know this is a lot of work. This is a lot of work compared to you take exam. No, this is a lot of work. You know, every line of the code counts. Every bug had to be fixed. Okay. Also, I like the user story you guys use to show your demo. You know, now you're not just showing a feature by a feature, right? You use all the use cases, connect all the features. You know, I really enjoy, you know, if you convince some customers, I think someone want to really say, hey, check, I'm going to buy it. All right, so I have to, you know, leave this section, and no matter where you are next semester or future, okay, let's keep in touch. I still will go back to Temple, hopefully fall. So stop by, tell me what you're gonna do, or what you have to, you know, what you do in your job, your future study, whatever. Okay. So thank you very much. Okay. Bye.
Great job, everyone.
Thank you.
Professor.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good job, Professor.
One
See you
Good
guys
work,
later.
everybody.
class.
Take
Bye.
care.
Everyone.
Bye bye.
Holidays.
Ride.
Class of 2020. All right. Have a good one, everyone.
COVID-19.
Yeah. So the video is there, so you guys can go back, watch the video. Okay, I record
Definitely.
it every session. Okay,
All right.
Farewell.
Okay.
It's been fun.
Bye.
bye.
Bye.